Kenji Hasegawa can tell you the exact date he fell in love with soba. He was 20 years old and had returned from Tokyo to visit his father in Aizu Wakamatsu.
There's a tradition in Aizu to eat yams on January 3rd. When I went back home, my father made me soba. So we put yams on top of hot soba and ate that. It was very delicious. I ended up eating 10 bowls.
That memory came back to him years later when he decided to quit his job and start a restaurant. Kyourakutei opened in May 2005. Today, people still line up to wait for a seat or just watch soba being made. A millstone sits in the restaurant window to freshly grind buckwheat into flour. The sobako seeds come from Hasegawa's hometown.
We first break the shell and turn the insides into a powder. Then we add water, knead it into a dough, and flatten it. For novices, the easiest part is making the dough. As you get more experience, the easiest part becomes the most difficult. Making the dough becomes the most important part.
Hasegawa makes his dough with 100% buckwheat. He says that results in thicker but more fragile noodles than standard soba, which is mixed with regular wheat flour.
We're a soba restaurant, but I wanted to have tempura and soba side by side as our speciality. Soba and tempura go together. What's fun about a tempura soba is that when you dip the tempura into the soba's broth, the two tastes combine, which makes the soba drastically better.
Soba can be served in hot soup, but Hasegawa says that true soba connoisseurs prefer cold noodles.
That's because with cold soba, you can feel its texture. When you eat cold soba, you eat it as loudly as possible. That's the Japanese way. By doing that, you can inhale air as you eat the soba and you can take in the aroma. The taste becomes easier to detect. That's the most fun way to eat.
Cold soba can be dipped in broth called sobatsu. At the end of each meal, Hasegawa serves a pot of sobayu, the water used to boil the noodles.
You mix it with the broth and drink it after you finish the soba. That's because all the nutrition from soba, called vitamin P, comes out when you boil it. So I would like our customers to enjoy the soba to the very last.